Welcome back, YouTube. My name is Lysergic, and today I want to talk a little bit about using the SweetFX SMAA injector with GTA 5 on PC. I got this working last night, and it wasn't too complicated. I'm going to explain how I did that in a little bit, but what you're looking at right now is GTA 5 on PC with SweetFX on, all Ultra Graphics in 60 FPS, and with my 980 SLI rig, I'm getting about 80 FPS average, but I'm recording at 60, so I think the first thing you're going to notice is the little parking logo on the side of my car and the rest of the reflections all over the car. Just look how crisp and vibrant they look compared to, the base game. And the SweetFX injector doesn't really do much to the reflections at all, but just the difference in the colors, the vibrance in the colors, the color accuracy may not be as exact, but the colors are much more vibrant and definitely more pleasing to look at. And if you look at that little parking sign right there, look how cool that looks. It's so crisp, so beautiful. I mean, this game is already beautiful with Ultra Graphics on, but with SweetFX, it is just fucking incredible. As I'm rolling down the street here, I mean, looking at the reflections going over the car and the vibrancy of the colors, just the overall tone of the scene looks much better and much more alive with SweetFX on. And what you might be noticing is one of the problems that I first noticed when I got SweetFX working is that when you let off the throttle and you get a backfire, or with other effects, other post effects such as weapons, muzzle flares, muzzle flares, anything that's like a really quick small light like this causes a little bit of flickering. Now, of course, this is very early days, guys. You can't expect everything to be perfect yet. I believe this preset came out like yesterday. So, the little flickering, stuff like that, I could deal with that. I'm going to go drive down to the beach, wait for it to be daytime so I can show you some comparisons. And I have noticed a couple little issues. I want to talk about the issues first because I think that's going to be, most people's barrier to entry if they don't want to be changing the names of DLL files and, putting stuff into their installation folder, risking getting a ban. I want to talk about the risks of SweetFX and the drawbacks before we get to just about how beautiful it is. Because I can talk about that forever. But, like I said, there's only a few drawbacks. Number one is the flickering is kind of annoying, but I've gotten used to it at this point because I've been playing around with it for a couple hours. Another one of the drawbacks there is to SweetFX is that you do have to copy a set of just one folder with a couple files in it into your installation folder of GTA 5, wherever your exe file is located. But other than that, it's really not a complicated thing to do. And the only other thing I had to do was rename the folder of the preset, because you download SweetFX itself, you copy that into the GTA folder, and then you download a preset. I'm going to have all the links for that down in the description so you can get everything that I am using right now. And I'm sure there's more presets as well. I just grabbed the one that, I thought looked nice. So you got to rename the preset to the right name, which, is all provided in the instructions. And then the only other thing I had to do was I was getting crashes on startup. So what I did was I had to rename the DLL file that actually turned SweetFX on to a different name. But overall, it was all very simple. And the difference is amazing. Like I said, there are a couple drawbacks, and there is, a risk of getting banned if Rockstar thinks you're modifying your game when you're playing online. But all that is very minor. I don't really think you're going to get banned. But I just wanted to, let you guys know that before you go and do this. SweetFX is basically the same thing as an EMB for like Dark Souls. It's an SMAA injector with some post-processing effects. Nothing really crazy, but this little tiny, difference in the colors and the vibrancy, and they add a couple other post-processing effects, really can make a big difference and really does make the game look excellent. So now we've gotten the drawbacks out of the way, and I kind of gave you guys a quick rundown on how to install it. I'm not going to do a full tutorial, tell you how to do every little bit of it. If you want, I'd be glad to explain it to you, but it's easier just to give you the links. So I'm going to have all those links down in the description. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to stand right here, and I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm going to turn it off a couple times. So right now what you're looking at is SweetFX on. And I'm going to turn it off. The hotkey for turning it off is scroll lock by default. It says it's F12 in the preset, but it's not. It's scroll lock. I had a couple minutes playing around with that. So let's go ahead and turn it off. Alright, that's what the game looks like with it turned off. So you might not see a big difference there. You might be like, what the hell, I can't even tell a difference. But if you switch back and forth, it's very, very easy to tell the difference, and the difference between having it on is incredible. The color vibrancy, and this is a very moderate profile. There are profiles that entirely change the look of the game, but I like this one because it kind of kept the overall aesthetic of GTA 5. It kept the color gamut mostly where it was before, but just made everything a little bit more vibrant and look a little bit less washed out. So I'm going to sit here and toggle it on, off, and say it might be easier when I'm looking down at the car. Yeah, I think that'd be better. On, off, on, off. Of course, I'm wearing all white and my car is white, so it's a little bit hard to tell the difference. But as I'm toggling in here, you can see the pavement looks less washed out when it's on. You can see the shrubs in the distance look like they're not as washed out. I think in general, it just gives the entire screen a little bit better vibe. So let's do it while we're driving down the road and see if we can tell the difference. I hope the YouTube compression doesn't make too much of a difference, because that's what I was saying before with you might not be able to tell the difference, because I can absolutely tell the difference immediately whether it's on or off. But you know YouTube compression, and of course it's a cloudy day, so it's not going to look as good. So this area looks a little different. It's still pretty gray, but there you go. Now you can really see when there's a lot of shadows and stuff like that, because this is a post-processing, you know, heavy environment with shadows. I have soft shadows on, all that good stuff. So that's it off. That's it on. That's it off. That's it on. And as I'm toggling in here, you can see that the shadows and the corners of everything, like all the corners by those buildings over there, and areas where the geometry is differing, you can see they look much more crisp. I think that's the word I was looking for this whole time, crisp. SweetFX just gives everything a much more crisp and saturated look. Not oversaturated like those crazy Skyrim E&B mods that you see that drive me insane because they look so shitty, with, you know, every color cranked through the roof, making your eyeballs bleed. But I think the truth of the matter is it really does make it pop. It makes all the colors pop. It makes the scene very crisp and pleasant to look at, compared to how everything is kind of washed out, even on ultra settings, everything turned up to the max. Here's probably a really good spot to do a back and forth comparison. The depth of field kind of makes it difficult, but if you look at the sidewalk and the people standing on the sidewalk, they look kind of washed out there with it off. Everything looks kind of got like it has like a white washed out filter over it, and that might just be the lighting from the sky on this particular cloudy day in Southern California. But I think when it's on, as so, off, on, the pedestrians, the sidewalk, the papers in the sidewalk over there, your tree here, a nice little pretty tree, I think it all pops very nicely. As you saw the, what do you call it, the backfiring of the car causing the flickering before, but it also happens to a bit of a strange degree with the muzzle flare for the guns. I found that kind of weird, but I mean, hey, it's no big deal. Like I said, this preset just came out yesterday. I don't expect it to be perfect in any way, shape, or form. But I do want to show you that there's a similar effect with the guns. Stupid technology. Ruining my beautiful nature. I'll teach you. Teach you to ruin my nature. Oops, sorry, Dirt. I wasn't aimed at you. Here we go. Isn't this pretty? Now we're out here in nature. This is another really good spot to do a comparison for SweetFX. So let's see. That's with it off, and that's with it on. That's with it off, and that's with it on. I think there's a way even bigger difference out here. Once again, I hope the YouTube compression doesn't really murder the quality too much. I'm going to try my best. But I think you can really, really tell that it looks fucking excellent with it on. Especially the clouds in the sky. I mean, look at the difference there. Somehow, just changing the color gamut and I guess the, you know, post-processing effects on the clouds makes them look much more dynamic. They look much more like full and like they're really there. And I'm not really just talking this up. I might sound like, you know, especially if the YouTube compression does too much of a number on the video, probably sound like some fucking idiot looking at a piece of art and saying, you just don't get it if you can't see the difference. It's not a crazy, you know, totally reworked overhaul. It doesn't change the game entirely. But it's a really nice effect that I think over time, when you get used to it, it makes a big difference to have the colors look so much more alive. And, you know, the image is just much more crisp. It's just an SMAA injector and post-process effects. It's nothing revolutionary. And, you know, this kind of stuff has been around for a long time. But for a game as beautiful as GTA 5, and for a game with such a stylized art, you know, such stylized and specific image of art that they're going for, I think the SweetFX is a perfect addition on the top to make things just look that little tiny bit prettier. So that's what I think about SweetFX, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And that's going to be it for today. Tune in next time for more GTA 5, Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous. And I got a whole bunch of really good, fun, one-off videos lined up. Frank will be coming back soon to do a bunch more videos with me. And other than that, please like, subscribe, you know, whatever, give me Reddit gold, whatever makes you guys happy. However you want to show your appreciation, I will appreciate you right back, buddy. Have a good one, guys. This is Lysergic, signing out.